Welcome, listeners. We have been going through the fifth chapter, SamnyasaYoga. In the previous episode, we have covered up to 20th sloka. Now we start this episode with the 21st sloka of fifth chapter. In this sloka, the characteristics of one who is established in Brahman are enumerated. Bahyasparseshvasattatma vindadyatmani yat sukham sabrahma yoga yuktatma sukham akshayam asnute. Sukham akshayam asnute. Akshaya means endless. Sukham means happiness. Asnute means attains or enjoys. Who attains undecaying happiness? It is given in this sloka. Bahya sparseshu. In external contacts, asaktatma, whose mind is unattached. Vindati, who finds Atmani yat sukham, happiness in the self. Brahma yoga yuktatma means he always engages himself in the meditation of the Brahman within himself. Such a person, sukham akshayam asnute, attains or enjoys endless happiness. With the self detached from the external contacts, he or she realizes the bliss in the self. Thus, devoted to the meditation of Brahman, he or she enjoys undecaying happiness. External objects should not be our master. He or she need not remain a slave to all external things. The self within is of far greater value than all the values we find outside. That is the essence of 21st sloka. Why are sense pleasures shunned by the enlightened? The reason comes in the 22nd sloka. Ye hi samsparsaja bhoga dukkha yonaya evate adyantavantah kaunteya nateshu ramate buddha. Kaunteya, O Arjuna, Kunti's son, Teshu naramate buddha means, Teshu means in them, naramate, not rejoices, buddha, wise men. They do not find any happiness in them. In what? Samsparsaja bhogahi, contact born engagements. Samsparsaja, born. Samsparsaja bhogahi. Bhoga means enjoyments. Contact born enjoyments, verily, dukkha yonayaha, they are generators of pain. Adyantavantaha, they have a beginning and an end. So, realizing that Buddha, the wise men, Teshu naramate, in them they don't rejoice. The delights that are contact born are verily the worms of pain. Yonaya means originating place. That is, they are the genesis of all our pleasure and pain because of the unnecessary contact born with the sense pleasures. They have a beginning and an end. No wise man rejoices in them. The verse says, get in touch with a deeper dimension of reality within, instead of frittering away the vital energy in pursuit of wasteful things. You please concentrate on your inner self, where you can touch the deeper dimension of reality. That is a guidance to the sadhaka. What measures ought one to adopt to control the desire? Comes in the 23rd sloka. Siknoti haiva yasodhum praksirira vimokshanat kama krodhodbhavam vegam sayuktas sasukhi naraha. Yaha means who. Siknoti haiva yasodhum. Yaha means who. Iha eva, here in this world. Siknoti, capable. For what? Sodhum, to withstand. Prak sarira vimokshana, before liberation from the body. What he has to withstand? Kama krodhodbhavam vegam, the impulses born of desire and anger. Such a person, saha he, yuktaha yogi, sukhi naraha, is a happy human being. So, he who is able to resist the impulses of desire and anger even before he or she quits the body, he is called yogi. He is a happy man. So, our endeavor is to withstand the impulses born of desire and anger. Kama krodhodbhavam vegam. So, in the 24th sloka, yo antas sukhontara tathantar jyotihi evayah sayogi brahma nirvanam brahma bhutodhi gacchati. The bliss of Brahman is possible for these people. Their qualities are delineated here. Yaha, who, yo means yaha, yaha, antaha sukhaha, one whose happiness is within, antararamaha, one whose rejoices within, tatha also, antarjyotihi, one who is illumined within, saha, that yogi, Brahma nirvanam, absolute freedom. Brahma nirvanam means absolute freedom. Brahma bhutaha, he enjoys and by becoming Brahman. Adhigacchati, he attains Brahmanhood. That is, he whose happiness is within, whose delight is within, whose illumination is within, that yogi alone gains absolute freedom in Brahman. Means he becomes Brahman. Brahmavid Brahmaiva bhavati. This is a saying from Mundaka Upanishad. The knower of Brahman verily becomes Brahman. So when we study Bhagavad Gita, we are understanding the essence of all Upanishads also. Because Vedavyasa has picked up the great lofty ideas from the Upanishadic literature and he has embedded those ideas in all these slokas. That's why it's called as Bhagavad Gita Upanishatsu. In the colophon we get that. So this is a wonderful sloka for meditators. It's a pathfinder. Yo antaha sukhontararamaha tathantar jyotihi evayah sayogi brahma nirvanam brahma bhutodhi gacchati. Verse 25 brings another important truth. Labhamte brahma nirvanam Rushayah Kshina Kalmashaha Chinnadvaidha Yatatmanaha Sarvabhuta Hite Rataha. How transformation comes. This idea is shared in this sloka. Labhante Brahma Nirvanam, obtaining absolute freedom. Rishayaha, the rishis. Kshina Kalmasaha, means their impurities are destroyed because of the penance, because of the steadfast wisdom, because of always doing the righteous actions. Kshina Kalmasaha, their impurities are destroyed. Chinna Dvaidhaha, Chinna Dvaidhaha, Dvai means two, and Chinna, and the dualities are torn. It's a oneness. Behind all the apparent things, there is one reality. That is what is called Advaita, is Chinna Dvaitaha, dualities are torn, Yatatmanaha, self-controlled, Sarvabhuta Hite Rataha. This is very important. Rejoicing in the welfare of all beings. Sarvabhuta Hite Rataha. We get this idea time and again in Bhagavad Gita. In 12th chapter also we'll get this Sarvabhuta Hite Rataha. Means who rejoices in the welfare of all beings. So, with the impurities destroyed by righteous actions, duality is removed, minds disciplined, being delighted in the welfare of all beings, the rishis obtain absolute freedom in Brahman. So, four qualities are given here. One, impurities to be removed by penance, by japa, by dhyana, by righteous actions, dualities to be removed, minds disciplined, and delighted in the welfare of all beings. So these four qualities we have to acquire to enjoy the bliss. Now comes 26th sloka. Kama krodha viyuktanam yatitam yatachetasam abhito brahma nirvanam vartate viditatmanam. Vartate viditatmanam. Viditatmanam means of those who realized the self. Vartate exists. What exists? How it comes? Kama krodha viyuktanam, free from desire and anger. Kama means desire. Unwanted desires. Krodha, anger. Viyuktanam, free from that. Yatinam, self-controlled ascetics. Yatachetasam, who has controlled their mind. Abhitaha, from all quarters. Brahma nirvanam, absolute freedom. Vartate, exists. So, absolute freedom is attained by them who are kama krodha viyuktanam yatachetasam yatinam. So that's a wonderful statement here. For those who have shed lust and anger, controlled their minds, and realized the self, absolute freedom exists. The unity with Brahman is an accomplished experience. Their life is completely transformed now. So how transformation comes? When we steady ourselves, when we follow this path given in the 25th and 26th slokas, we get the everlasting happiness, realize the bliss. Because mind gets disturbed every time. Desire, fear, anger, when they make their appearance, mind gets disturbed. Mind has to be conquered for the attainment of liberation. There is a process for that. That process is given in 27th and 28th slokas of this 5th chapter. These two slokas compress the whole subject of meditation. It is an introduction to the next chapter, that is the 6th chapter by name Dhyana Yoga, where these ideas are further expanded and explained. So it is a prelude to the Dhyana Yoga. Sparsan krutva bahirbahyan chakshuscha eva antare bhruvoho. We can read it as chakshuschaivantare bhruvoh also. Sparsan krutva bahirbahyan chakshuschaivantare bhruvoh pranapanau samau krutva nasabhyantaracharinav. 28th. Yatindriya manobuddhihi munir mokshaparayanaha vigatecho bhayakrodho yaha sada mukta eva saha. Here we get yaha and saha. Yaha means who, saha means he. Sada mukta is always liberated. Who follows these steps? Sparsan krutva bahirbahyan, shutting out contact with external objects, bahirbahyan. Chakshuscha eva antare bhruvoho, fixing the gauge between the eyebrows, antare bhruvoho. Bhruvo means the place in between the eyebrows on the forehead. So fix the gaze there. Shut out from external objects. Restricting the even currents of prana and apana inside the nostrils. Prana panau samau krutva nasabhyantaracharinav. Prana and apana are the intake and outgoing of the breath, That is, prana means intake. Apana means sending out. So we have to equalize that. Restricting the even currents of prana and apana inside the nostrils. Prana apana samau krutva. Samau. Make it. Nasabhyantaracharinav. Yatendriya manobuddhihi. Manobuddhi. Indriya, senses, mind and intellect controlled. Yata means controlled. Then munihi mokshaparayanaha vigatecho bhayakrodho, freed from sensory desire, fear and anger. Again, bhaya krodha, who sheds these unrequired or the impediments in the meditation, who sheds these qualities, saha, that person, sada mukta eva saha, is such a person is free forever, sada, forever. So it's a step-by-step process. It will not come suddenly. Daily regularity, practice, listening to the Guru, taking guidance from him, and relentlessly applying those ideas in external life as well as in practicing sitting in a room in a quiet place will lead to that stage. So it is a journey of a sadhaka. How it has to be done is clearly given here. Meditation takes us to inner development. External life cannot give this peace. It is the nearest approach to spiritual life. Swami Vivekananda says, meditation is the nearest approach to spiritual life. We have now arrived at the last verse, verse number 29 of the 5th chapter. It is a very remarkable verse from the spiritual point of view. It gives us how we should behold Ishvara, the Lord. Bhoktaram yajnatapasam sarvalokamaheswaram suhridam sarvabhutanam jnatva mam shanti mruchati. Mam means me. Jnatva means knowing. Jnatva mam, knowing me. Shanti mruchati, attains peace. How you have to know a sadhaka? You should know the Lord, Bhagavan, as Bhoktaram Yajnatapasam, as a receiver and dispenser of the fruits of sacrifices and spiritual practices. So he is the giver and dispenser of our karma phalas. And Sarvaloka Maheswaram, should view him as Lord of all the worlds, Isvara, and also as the friend of all beings, Suhrudam Sarva Bhutanam, and as the friend of all beings. What happens if you view like that, if you practice like this? Shanti mruchati, one attains peace. God is described here as the friend of all beings. He is nearer to us than anything else. He is very intimate, but we are forgetting him conveniently in pursuit of wasteful material things. So, we have to understand this message. Knowing me as the receiver and dispenser of the fruits of action, as the Lord of all the worlds, and as the friend of all beings, such a person attains peace. So with this we conclude the 5th chapter, iti SamnyasaYogo nama panchamodhyayaha. Sarvam Sri Krishnarpanamastu. In the next episode, we commence the 6th chapter, very important chapter. Talks about meditation, how to go about meditation, what are the qualities required, how the meditation process has to be conducted. Very beautiful chapter will commence in the next episode. These are all in the YouTube, all the videos, chapter by chapter, sloka by sloka. Whenever you find time, sitting alone, you can listen to these videos